Today I am analyzing the yellow team. This team is based on 5 players on the field with one goalkeeper and also 2 defense and 2 attackers. This team is playing against the blue team. It is a game of floorball with a 10-minute interval break. I will especially be analyzing the strategies, tactics, and also some stats that they have. I will also tell what they can do better and what they can improve on as a team, and things they do well already. The goalkeeper who is playing for the yellow team is very focused on the ball. If you look at the footage, he's looking at the ball at all times, and that is why you can see him saving so many attempts on him. Here are a few examples of his saves. He is steadily in a good position, as you can see when he saves the ball, and is very focused on the ball, and that leads to his quick reactions. He is constantly in the right angle of a ball, which makes him better in seeing the ball. The weaknesses that I can spot looking at the goalkeeper are few, but one is that his legs are a bit too much open when saving the ball. The goalkeeper's stats are pretty amazing. He only let in 1 goal and saved 4 shots on him. The yellow team's defense was pretty poor. I think that their strategies were wrong and that they could do much better in many places. For example, if you look at this. Here you can see that Maria and Tim from the yellow team are free, but are doing nothing, and as a result Tiffany, who wasn't covered, should have been covered because that would have prevented her from taking the ball afterwards. You can also see that the goalkeeper is pointing out the same matter. Here you can see that the yellow team's defense does another mistake. While 2 persons attacked Martin, it should have been only one, because that left Emlis free and he could take the ball afterwards when the yellow team had intercepted their attack. Also, Matlock, who was standing behind, could have been included because he was standing there and doing nothing. Here is how it happened. Here you can see another mistake that one of the players from the yellow team made. The person was standing there and just doing nothing, just looking, which did so that the opposition's player, Emlis, was left open. He should have covered Emlis because Emlis was free to pass to and would probably easily score. But in this case this didn't happen because the yellow team managed to make an unlucky interception. Here you can see a simple mistake but a big mistake because it led to a goal. Here you can see that Tim, who was indicating to the person to shoot it out, but he was actually just standing there, in the way. He should have moved up and covered either Emlis or Martin, so that if she had passed incorrectly, which she did, and that led to a deflection of Tim, and they scored the goal. Here you can see how this happened in slow motion. Now let's actually take a look at some good example of the defense. Here you can see that Matlock is actually covering a person, and that prevented the person to take the ball after she got passed. Because Matlock was effective, here he could take the ball and attack. Now, here's another good example. Here we can see Tim and Sonia are doing a good job because they're actually following the ball until it is theirs. This is how they should have been playing, and it is a good example because you should not stand still and just watch the ball because that is incorrect. You should instead be active and try taking the ball at all times. Looking at the defense, I think that it was good, but could have been a lot better. There are many mistakes that the yellow team made, but also did good at times. The mistakes should have been fewer, and they should have been told to not let someone open. They should have defended using markings, meaning that the defense players should have covered someone at all times, and if they went to attack, they need to make sure that they came back as quickly because it just takes a few seconds for the opposition to turn the game over to their side, and that is why we need effective defending. The overall stats for defense was okay, but could have been a lot better. Out of 60 interceptions, the yellow team's defense succeeded 35 times and failed an interception 25 times, which is a bit too high, and that can be improved. Now let's switch the topic to attack. Looking at the yellow team's attack, I think that they were phenomenal. They were doing many good things, such as shooting the ball, handling the ball, and when attacking, here is an example. When Tim went to attack, you can see how well he handled the ball. He also made a great pass, and that was a great opportunity for the yellow team to score. Here you can see another great thing that the yellow team were constantly doing. Here is an example. When Tim is taking the ball here, he quickly takes it from Frederick when Frederick was passed by the goalkeeper. Tim is showing good skill when he is attacking here. The yellow team were doing great. Here we can see Elise constantly following the person with the ball, and she wins it and creates an opportunity. They managed to score using good teamwork. After she had passed, she went behind him to make sure that if he had missed, she could hit it. Here is a good example of their passing, where Tim makes an impressive long pass to Elise. Another good example of their work is here when Tim does well with handling the ball, which the yellow team were pretty good in general at. While attacking, it would also have been better if he would have passed. Now, I think that there are things that the yellow team can improve on, and that is their passing. Their passing could have been better because that would have created a lot more opportunities to score, because it is a bigger risk to take a shot yourself. Here is an example of where Tim could have passed instead of shooting. Also, there were times when the yellow team had the ball, but there was no one to pass to. Here is an example. There should have been someone standing there where the arrow is pointing, because he might have gotten a pass and could have scored. The stats of the attackers were good. They had 4 shots on goal out of 16, which explains why I was talking about more passing when attacking. And there was in total 3 goals, so 3 out of 4 shots on goal were goals. The team had in total 21 successful passes, which is far too little because it was a game of 15 minutes, and there were also 15 failed passes in the same period. Also, the yellow team had successfully handled the ball well and went past the opposition's defense 8 times, which are some good numbers. In general, the attacking was a lot better than the defending. The attackers did very well. They were good at handling the ball, shooting the ball, and receiving the ball. Things that could have been better would be the passes. If there would have been more passes, the team might have scored far more goals. It was a good and an even match between the two teams. They both had some key players that did a great job. The yellow team had a great goalkeeper who had good stats. He had saved many attempts on him. Also, the team's defense was decent. It could have been far better in, for example, covering the person and being more effective with the running and not standing still. They did do well at times. Looking at their attacking, it was a lot better. They were good in attacking, taking the ball at front, handling the ball, shooting the ball, but could have been better in areas like passing, which would have resulted in more goals. The match turned out to be a draw. It ended a good game with the scores 10-10. Thank you for listening, and do join us tomorrow for the match analysis between the red and yellow team.